Hello, everybody. Welcome back, guys. To I think this is the 8th episode.
Yeah, 8th episode.
8th episode. Today we're gonna start off like usual. We're gonna talk about books we've been reading, and then we're just gonna go straight into the new books. We got a little chunky of a list, big chunky list this week.
And we have a special guest.
Yeah, special guest. Live studio audience.
The one, the only, the Scott Pollock.
Yeah.
In the wings.
Put your hands together for Scott.
Woo!
Scott, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, gentlemen. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
It is a pleasure and it's an honor.
And you too could be a special guest by paying us $300 for front row seats at the Pre-Order Power Hour
The
podcast.
pre-order Power Hour corner where we film this. But yeah.
Can of beer included.
But already, so you get anybody want to start off with what stuff they've been reading recently? Or?
So mostly manga on my end. Jujutsu Kaisen wrapped up, and now that's right. Cry. But usually that means when a big series wraps up, there is a giant vacuum.
Yeah.
So all the new Shonen Jump, up and comers, just come in and try to get new series in. It's called Ichi the Witch. It's very interesting. We haven't had a fantasy focused series in a while, or at least set in a fantasy world.
Yeah.
General premise is magic is manifested by these beings, and you're supposed to do a task for them or a game. If you complete it, you get their magic.
Oh.
And the caveat is only females can wield magic.
Okay.
And you follow this guy. He was out in the mountains. He was this feral man child. And one day he just comes across this weird creature that's sleeping. Creature wakes up and he's I'm gonna just mess with I'm just gonna kill a bunch of humans. And so Witch Association finds out about it. They send some witches and they're fighting, and then the magic creature's hey, I can't be harmed by females.
Hey, a late arrival, Funky has entered the studio.
What did I miss?
But yeah, so main character, as this creature kind of reveals, oh, I can't be harmed by females. Dude shows up, he's I'm not female, just knifes the thing, and ends up getting this creature's magical powers. And
So it's like Dune.
It's a little bit like Dune. It's
He's the chosen man who gets the powers.
Yeah, he is. It's very much like Dune, but he's
So thrown off.
Hopefully, it keeps going on.
Yeah, so hopefully in the next 14 weeks, it gains traction. I mean, My Hero Academia ended, Jujutsu Kaisen ended.
So we need to fill those holes.
Yeah, so they do need to fill those holes.
Yeah. Alrighty. Moving on. Funky.
That shouldn't be that gross.
It should.
Funky, welcome in. How you doing?
Good.
You look tired.
Man. For some reason, I thought yesterday was Sunday.
You been watching, reading anything?
Caught up with the Penguin. Caught up with the Agatha.
New episode
Both of them
tonight.
I'm really liking. Yeah, I'm stoked for the new episode.
Me
Does
too.
it come out at night?
Comes out at 6.
6? Okay, so I gotta wait a little. Alright. Yeah, I've been really liking those two. Been a little off the reading. I only got through half of Absolute.
You gotta check it. You gotta finish it.
Absolute's great.
Nate, you reading anything right now? Even what you've been on?
What am I reading? Oh, I started rereading Watchmen.
Oh,
Because
it's just how many times have you read that? Reread that? You think?
a lot, and funnily enough, you know how there's the little excerpts at the end of each issue where it's Hollis Mason's autobiography.
I didn't read all of them. I've only read it once.
Yeah.
I've only read it one time. And
You didn't fully read it.
Yeah.
I skipped the Dr. Manhattan textbook that they have in the middle and some other stuff. But I read all of the Minutemen stuff.
It's funny because I've read that maybe 3 times, and the first time I read it, I was probably way too young. I was maybe 11 or 12 or something. So when I was reading it, it was what are these words doing at the end? I'm not going to read that shit.
It's very beefy, but yeah, you need to read that, or Alan Moore's Go Curse You with his snake magic or something.
He's a wizard.
He is a wizard.
I've been reading that, but reading it fully, and that's been really fun.
Yeah.
What have I been watching? I'm watching Dan to Dan.
Yes, Dan to Dan.
Freaking awesome. And then the new season of Bleach, or the new core of Bleach, that's been awesome too. Yeah, I think that's I think that's about it. And yeah, Absolute Batman was really good. I was very. I mean, I knew it was going to be pretty good, but that's just because I'm a big Scott Snyder Batman fan. So anything he does Batman, I'm probably going to like. But I think Nick Dragotta did a fantastic job on the art, and yeah, I think it's some good stuff.
Yeah. It's crazy how like it's like I feel like similarly to like Ultimate Spider-Man, like the Absolute Batman's really breaking like out of just like people in the comic book world. Like there's a lot of people who are just like casual comic book movie fans and stuff who are like, dude, I've been hearing a lot about this Absolute Batman. And it feels like how I feel like a lot of people were like, yeah, I've been hearing about this Ultimate Spider-Man thing. But and it's funny that the two books that have probably been the biggest, most popular books this year are books that don't take place in the regular timelines at all.
And it's stuff that's like, not in the usual main universe and stuff. Just
Well, because it's like a new thing to jump into.
Yeah.
So.
Also, I think it's. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I would say it's like, I mean, like kind of almost the old Ultimate Universe where people are like, this is a new jumping on point and like I can grow up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a wild theory the other day. Because we're talking about like how long do you think Scott Snyder will actually stay on it?
Yeah.
Big ongoing.
Yeah.
And same thing with Nick Dragotta.
Well, yeah, Nick Dragotta and also like Jonathan Hickman and like Peach Momoko. Like I'm really curious to see how long.
They're such creator-centric books so far.
Exactly.
Because I was like, I know Daniel Warren Johnson's leaving Transformers soon. I was like, oh, he could totally take over that series. Big Batman's meant for him.
Yeah.
That
don't
that's
even say that.
Funky. I know we don't live in a fairy tale world, but don't tell me things that would make me
He's
believe
doing
it.
a cover for issue 2.
Yeah.
Don't get too excited,
It might
man.
happen.
I'm not.
Don't get too excited.
I just want him to.
It's a theory.
I want him to just be on a Spider-Man book, a Superman book, or a Batman book.
Yeah.
I think on any of those, it would be fucking crazy.
Like he would do them justice.
Yeah,
like,
really.
Yeah.
Ramon, what are you?
Well, coincidentally, actually,
oh my god,
I didn't do this on purpose. I swear. I have my next 5 books that I'm going to be reading.
Guys, he totally did this on purpose.
I swear to God, I didn't. I thought I was gonna have time to read when I got here, but you guys were already here. So, I
read 5 books while you were waiting for us.
I was gonna try. So
I mean, you could've
I haven't read it yet, but my next thing I'm going to be reading, I have the Lobo Cancellation Special, which I still need to read, but it's Kyle Starks, and I really love. He did the Peacemaker Tries Hard series.
Oh yeah, you really like that.
I'm a big fan of that series. It's very fun.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne's such a dapper man.
Yeah. But if you guys don't know, that whole series is about Peacemaker getting a dog that he names Bruce Wayne, and it gets kidnapped, and he tries to get it, and it's awesome. Then next thing I have Uncanny X-Men. I'm reading Uncanny X-Men right now. Been pretty good so far. First issue and second issue, I would say they've been pretty solid. First one was pretty emotional. Like a kid dies, which is pretty fucked up. But it was very sad. But well written. The art's been great. I'm forgetting the artist's name.
Shout out David Marquez.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. And I think it's being written by Gail Simone.
Yes.
And they're both doing a pretty good job. The art matches the story very well, and they're introducing a new villain that is like a old fling of like Xavier's from like back in back in the day when he was like in his 20s, and now she's like a giant, giant evil monster who's like hunting mutants now. But she was like kind of a baddie back in the day.
Dude,
okay. Like I was gonna
Charles just like
Charles. He got the mind powers, but he got terrible taste in women.
Well, okay, Lilandra is not.
It's not. She's the exception.
It started a whole war.
She is okay, but was that because of Lilandra?
Listen,
Lilandra is a good leader. Okay,
she's from Offworld.
Like the,
yeah.
We'll put the caveat is he has terrible luck with Earth women, outer space women.
Different story.
That's
Different
true.
story.
That's
Different
true.
Story.
Yeah.
He got that swag for outer space.
Yeah, he got the birds. But next I got the first issue of Skin Police, which I need to read. But it seems it's like in a world where like there's like a fertility issue, so there's like black market like cloning procedures that people get to like basically birth fake people, and they live normally up to a certain point, but then they start to like go crazy and like see people as monsters and start murdering people. So there's like a task force that is like nicknamed the Skin Police, who like hunt down these like fake people and kill them.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like Blade Runner, but instead of androids, they're clones, and like they go crazy at a certain point. And like the opening is a dude on a plane who's like sweating and freaking the fuck out, and then he comes out of the bathroom and everybody looks like monsters, and he starts killing all of them, but he's just going crazy on a plane and like murdering people.
That's crazy.
It looks cool. And
what issue is that on?
Just number 1. And number 2 has I think they're doing a second printing, but I'm not 100% sure. But it looks really fucking cool, and the art is really nice.
Looks really.
I even like saw like a random YouTube video posted about it, like on my recommended, like I need more books like this, and it was like a Skin Police thing. So I didn't watch it, but like
all right,
people are liking it. So
next, I think we sold out. We had a couple. A good handful.
Yeah. I got the first issue of Creature Commandos, which I have not read yet, but it's written by David Dasmalchian. I think that's how you say it.
Emphasis. Dasmalchian.
Dasmalchian. But he played Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad. Yeah, he also wrote in his writing Count Crowley, which is a Dark Horse book. And it's the Creature Commandos going against Brainiac. That's kind of the plot of this book. So I haven't read it yet, but the art is fun. It's kind of
just like Dan to Dan. It's monsters versus aliens.
Oh yeah, this is. I didn't even realize that. The whole book is monsters versus aliens.
You think he'd be casted as part of the group?
Actually, Dan to Dan.
I don't know if they have the whole cast announced yet.
For the show?
Yeah.
No, they have the whole cast announced.
Oh, okay.
He's not in it. I feel like if anything, he'll probably definitely be in one of the movies, but he'll be playing somebody else. I feel like they'll probably make him like voice somebody. I could totally see him like voicing somebody. He has a good. Oh, he voiced somebody in fucking Quantumania. I forgot about that. He voiced a Glorb guy. They named like Glorb or some shit. I don't fucking know. But okay. Next.
Like the holes.
Yes. He didn't have any holes. He wanted holes. But I think why is so far the theme of this episode?
There's holes that need to be.
But and then the last one I have here. This is definitely not everything I'm reading. I'm reading way more, but this is just the next few things I'm reading. I have NYX Nyx. I don't know if it's NYX or Nyx.
You say NYX.
Yeah.
Okay, I say NYX. And it's really good so far. The art is great. The second issue I think is better than the first one. It's like a straight up just like all about Laura Kinney. And now this third, and they reveal that the villain of this arc is Mojo. Who I'm a big Mojo fan, and the third issue looks pretty cool. And I wouldn't say I'm a big Kamala Khan fan, but I do enjoy Kamala Khan a lot. I think her original like run that led up to like Secret Wars is fucking phenomenal. If you haven't read it, you definitely should. It's very good. So I'm happy to see her in this book, and I think everybody in this book is really fun so far. And yeah. So that's stuff that, not everything I'm reading, but that is stuff that I'm reading.
Yeah. Scott, you reading anything?
Not particularly.
No?
Understandable.
Yeah.
Watching anything?
Started Agatha.
Okay, nice.
I gotta get on it. I need to watch Joe Claudino.
Oh, he made some new ones?
Yeah.
Guys, shout out Joe Claudino. He makes some really dope stickers.
Really dope stickers. I don't know if he dropped off in my water bottle.
Does he have an Instagram?
I don't know if I have his Instagram, but I'm assuming he probably does.
Probably.
Yeah, but Joe, he makes awesome stickers. Really cool guy.
Yeah, regular of the shop. Him and Aaron Franklin. They're
dope
both
homies.
Yeah. Shout out both of them.
Yeah. Also, again, I shouted him out last time, and I bet he's listened to this one too. What's up, John? How you doing, man? John Burgess.
Yeah.
John Burgess.
But
shout out Russell Borden.
Yep.
Shout out John Laterio.
Bunch of people.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening. But anyways, that's a good little.
Brian Johnson goes,
yeah.
Shout out Brian Johnson.
All 10 listeners. No.
But yeah.
But this is like a.
And shout out Twan to win.
This is kind of a pre-holiday special.
Yeah.
About holiday books.
We got there's a couple holiday specials we got in here, and there's a lot of these books are going to be coming out in December. The majority of these books are December. Maybe a couple in November, a couple later few in January. Those are getting into the later ones, but we got a good little list for you guys. So we're moving into that. I'd buckle in, strap in, get yourself some a snack. If you're driving, maybe don't. Maybe just drink some water. But, okay, here we go, guys. We're starting off, going into the indie section. Books releasing on December 4th. We got 4 books we're going to be talking about. First one we're going to jump into, they're doing a Jim Henson Presents, which is pretty much a new anthology series. It's going to be 4 issues. And it's just different stories that take place in the different worlds Jim Henson has created.
Actually, technically, it's a combination of whatever Jim Henson was interested. So this is actually a play off of, there was a show called Jim Henson Presents,
Oh.
It was literally just to show off like puppeteering and just the evolution of that.
That's so
And,
sick.
Yeah, so it was just mythology, stories that Jim was interested in. So the comics are going to be similar to like in that regard, where
That's
it's
rad.
just crazy stories
So
that
it's
are
like
just
a little bit of Dark Crystal
Mhm.
and then like some Greek mythology.
Yep, pretty
just
much.
in his style.
That's
pretty
gonna be
much.
really cool.
Mhm.
Hell yeah. I'm not exactly sure. I'm assuming it's going to be different writers and different artists.
More than likely,
each
because
issue.
that was kind of like the Jim Henson Presents. And
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
kind of weird this was on the, like, on our list because just finished up like a bunch of Jim Henson like documentaries and like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that was one of the things that they
Well, that makes
highlighted.
sense. I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, like
You're
that.
knowledgeable about
Yeah,
Jim.
no, so that was literally that kept popping up. It's like, yeah, like one of his final projects was Jim Henson Presents because he kind of wanted to be like Disney and just show off these creative things.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Anything else? Any other Jim Henson facts? No? Okay.
No.
Move
Yeah,
on to
he
next.
did a coffee advertisement with the creepiest puppet ever.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing
Yeah,
that.
Wilkins
It's like-
Coffee.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
like black and white.
yeah, black and white. There's this puppet that murders people who don't drink Wilkins Coffee.
Dude, that's a great way to market something. Hey, if you don't drink this, you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah, it's like
Alrighty. Next book we're talking about is gonna be a 5-issue mini. It's called Juvenile. This is still releasing the same day as the previous December 4th. It's like a new horror-ish series. It's about okay. So from what I read, it's like there's a world where it's said that there is a virus that kills people when they reach adulthood. So the story takes place in like this facility where a bunch of teenagers are being held and like kind of experimented on and like told that they're gonna die when they get older. But for some reason,
They're
it's
trying to fix the problem.
yes.
With
But
these random teens.
from what it sounds like is that there's a person who shows up at the facility who tells them that it's all a lie and that they kill people when they get to a certain age because when teenagers that have been born recently get to a certain age, they develop like telekinetic abilities and they're trying to like keep it secret or something.
interesting.
So it's like a weird conspiracy kind of thing, I guess. I was a little confused because I'm not like, because it opens with it saying that there's a world where kids are dying and then it's like, ha! No, they're not.
Yeah.
They're getting telekinetic
Yeah,
abilities
so
and it's
it's
all a
like-
lie.
Is the book lying to me?
Yeah, so-
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm blanking out on that Greek philosophy of like, bunch of prisoners chained up like in a cave.
Oh,
And
oh.
it's-
Shadows.
Yeah, the shadows. Yeah,
I thought it was Allegory of the Cave.
yeah,
it's
it was Allegory of the Cave. Yeah.
Okay.
What I'm
yeah.
saying is just the
Oh, yeah.
shadows is
You're
like
right, you're right.
the main part of the story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that's
I
coming
forgot
out.
the team on it. They seem like relatively new people.
Yeah, the cover's
premise
really
seems tight
nice.
and the cover looks tight.
Yeah, so give that one a check if you're interested in more indie stuff. Next one, I'm sure Funky's gonna want to talk about a little bit.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got the return to Snot Girl,
Finally.
issue 16.
Mhm.
Been like, I think it's been like 3 years
Damn.
Yep.
at least. Still not as long as Saga.
Oh, God, yeah.
But I was like, well, Scott, Brian O'Malley,
Yep.
you can't hype up Scott Pilgrim anymore.
Also,
I have to wait another like 5 years to
I-
do a 25th anniversary.
I mean, that's like, I think he was either working on Scott Pilgrim or, oh God, there's another series he's working on. I'm blanking out. It's set in LA also. Like,
Snot Girl.
no, there was another series.
Yeah, but I hopefully this means I also get a hardcover for this
Mhm.
for this series. But I did see that Leslie Hung, who's the artist on it, she posted like 5 other issues, like script wise. So I'm like, oh, they're
Mhm.
ready to just like go
Yeah.
into the new year.
Oh wait, yeah, it was Worst World. Yeah, he
Okay.
announced another project like
Damn
a
it.
couple
Damn it,
years.
Brian.
Yeah, there's a couple years back, but he was like, "Hey, new project called Worst World. Here's some concept sketches and like the character lineup. It's set in LA." Then we heard nothing from it after that.
Damn. Well, hopefully it
Yeah.
actually happens.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so if you're a big fan of Snot Girl, Brian Lee O'Malley, come
Get
back on
back.
the 4th. Come back on December
Mhm.
4th. Last book we're talking about releasing that day, Gargoyles is doing a winter special. So I don't know if we have much to say about that one. If you're a fan of Gargoyles, if you've been maybe wanting to jump into Gargoyles and you haven't been reading it, I think that'd be a pretty solid place to maybe like at least try it out to see if it's your thing, because it's like a one shot. It'll
And if you just like those winter specials, like
Yeah.
maybe like a cool little stocking stuffer. for
Yeah,
gifts and
exactly.
Stuff, 'cause
Really
they're
good
doing
gift,
a
yeah.
winter special Gargoyles. I saw a winter special Powerpuff Girls.
and one of the next one we're going to be talking about that's going to be releasing December 11th is the winter special for Creepshow. The second Creepshow movie isn't great, but it's so, if you guys have never seen it, give it a watch. Mm-hmm. It's super silly and kind of bad, but like there's some really charming, funny moments in that one. But well, it can't be the first one. It's written by Stephen King and directed by fucking Romero, which is kind of crazy.
Georgia. I thought you were talking about Leonardo
Romero. Leonardo Romero went back in time and directed that one.
Shout out Leonardo Romero, director of Night of the Living Dead.
But if you guys don't know Leonardo Romero, he's a very good artist and does some really great stuff, and you should check him out.
Yeah,
but next book releasing on December 11th, same day as the Creepshow special, Winter Special, is In Bloom, which is, it's like a Last of Us vibes, where it's like humanity is like taken over by like a fungal virus, like a hive mind, but like it doesn't like turn people into zombies. Like some people like are affected with it and they grow like extra limbs and shit. Some people just notice that their like personalities have changed, and then some notice that there's like another,
there's like a voice talking to them.
There's like another intelligence inside of their head. Like the fungi is like in their head talking to them and like interacts with them and stuff. And I think that one's also just like a 5-issue mini, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, that is.
So that's going to be interesting. And that one is released. It's like, fungal hive mind kind of story. So if you like Last of Us, if you like, it almost sounds like a story like Tinian would write. I don't know. Like something about it is like that kind of more modern comic horror things we've been getting more recently.
It seems like a mix of body horror
with maybe like psychological thriller.
Kind of zombie-ish too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be just different moments of horror throughout that whole book, probably.
Yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm. But that was In Bloom, December 11th. And the last book we're talking about releasing December 11th is gonna be the trade paperback of One Hand in the Six Fingers, which is, if you haven't read it or didn't see it when it was coming out, it was released as two separate series, one the One Hand, one the Six Fingers, and one was from the perspective of a detective hunting the serial killer, and the other was from the perspective of the serial killer. And it takes place in, like, the really far future, but, like, it doesn't, like, it feels more like a sci-fi story that takes place in, like, it feels like a slightly less futuristic Blade Runner. That's, like, what it feels like, the aesthetic of it, but it does take place, like, super far in the future. It's really weird. And then the story really, like, for the whole book, you kind of think that it's one thing, and then once you towards the end, you start getting a little confused, like, what the fuck is going on? This isn't making sense. And then at the very end, you're like, oh, it's complete, like, it was not at all what you thought it was going to be. Like, it's really, really interesting. I don't want to give too much away, but, like,
I'm wondering if they're going to put it in, like, reading order.
What they're doing,
to read it every other issue?
That's how they're setting it. I read it in the book, so the way it's going to work, it's going to be the first issue of the One Hand, first issue of Six Fingers, second issue One Hand, which is how I was hoping they were gonna do it. So you'll just have the whole story there. So it's really cool because like you'll read one issue and you'll see like the detective like walking down the street and like offhandedly like bump into somebody, and then you'll be reading the next issue and you'll realize that was like the serial killer that he like bumped into.
Dang.
And you'll see, it's just cool stuff like that.
Is the trade gonna have the whole story in it?
Yeah, it's alternating issues.
Both of them in one book.
Yeah.
Which I was hoping that they were going to do that.
I might have to pick that up.
Dude, it's really good.
Because I felt like it was a hard sell single issues.
Yeah, because it was like, you gotta get this one and this one.
And then you got to read that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also cool because it's different artists too. So it's like, it's the different perspectives are shown so differently through the different art. It's really cool. And one of them is written by, the detective one is written by Ram V.
Yeah, V.
Yeah. Which we'll be talking about a little later too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But next book round of indie... Well, actually, we have one book talking about for releasing December 25th, which is a one-shot for something he's calling the children called Book of Cutter, which is just going to be some more...
about Cutter.
Yeah, exactly. Some more lore, some more mythos to the universe.
Yep. Exploring a new house.
Yeah.
Like
more cover.
Yeah, more
A new house of slaughter?
Oh!
No, Cutter.
Yeah.
Book of Cutter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I haven't.
I know.
Yeah,
I read the first trade and loved it, and then I was like, I'm gonna pick up the big book, and then I don't think I ever did.
I've only read the first arc,
Very,
which I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for the show.
Really good.
But I haven't read any.
Oh my God! There's a show.
Eventually.
They're making the show, yeah. It's
For
gonna be
Star Wars.
Yes, next book. The last indie book we're going to be talking about, which is going to actually end up leading us into our more non-indie stuff. We have Star Wars: The Bad Batch, issue 1, which pretty much, from what it sounds like, it's just a new story with the Bad Batch, but it's in the Clone Wars. Like it's when they were being used in secret, like in the Clone Wars.
I feel like we're gonna have a bunch of Bad Batch people like show up out of nowhere.
Yeah, probably.
More than likely.
So
Like,
if you're a Bad Batch fan, put it on your list.
Yeah, I'm also hoping it's not like the past like Mandalorian one, Ahsoka one.
Well,
Obi-Wan.
it's Dark Horse.
Okay, so hopefully it's different.
Yeah, because it's not. It doesn't take place after. Like it's literally like basically it takes place before the show. Because it takes place during like the Republic
prequel.
during the Clone Wars.
Okay, that is good. That is solid.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I want with like a lot of those tie-in Star Wars comics, where it expands on the show or movie, rather
exactly.
than like
just retelling it.
Yeah, which
It's weird. I don't
like so many people were like, "What do you mean this is an original story?" I'm like,
It's just the show.
It's just the show. I don't know, man. Like, go complain to Disney. They're right across the street.
Yeah. Now we're gonna move on to the Marvel section of the books. The first series we're talking about, the first issue is going to be releasing December 11th. I'm pretty excited for this one. It's going to be the prequel comic to the new Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show, which is going to be a Disney Plus animated show that's in like a timeline similar to the MCU, but not really. Like there's similarities, but it is inherently different. Because the big pitching point is that like Peter Parker comes home from school one day, but instead of Tony Stark being there to like recruit him for the Avengers, it's Norman Osborn who offers him an internship at Oscorp, and he like starts interning at Oscorp and like.
So it's kind of like a what if-ish.
Yes, but like
scenario.
it's also gonna have like its own versions of like the Rhino, Doc Ock. Like it's not like it's gonna have like its own original versions of a lot of these characters.
It's MCU Spider-Man safe.
Yes, but like it looks interesting. And it's the head creative artist on it for the designs for the show is Leonardo Romero, who we mentioned earlier.
Romero.
He's great. If you guys read or saw any of the covers, I think he's still doing the covers too for Birds of Prey. He's doing all the covers for the new Birds of Prey run and did I think the first like 4 issues and took a break on the 5th one, then finished it up with the 6th one. Very good. I love his art style so much. He's sadly not doing the art for the book, but he is going to be doing the covers for the book. But so if you like Spider-Man, if you're excited for that show, want to learn, I think this is going to come out after the show because I think the show's supposed to come out next month.
Yeah,
But like we haven't even seen a trailer for it yet.
Okay, yeah, that's.
I have a leaked video on my phone
I have a feeling
of
you
their,
don't know what to do. Like if they just throw it onto Disney Plus.
if they would release it like weekly.
It's weekly.
I think they should do weekly, because I would love to have a weekly Spider-Man show.
I
But
think they did that with Moon Girl originally.
It's weird. So with the Moon Girl situation, it's weekly on Disney Channel. Then after a certain point, they just throw
Then they dump
everything on there.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But all right. So next book we're talking about, we got 3 books we're gonna talk about releasing December 18th. First one is a TVA book.
It seems interesting.
It does seem interesting. So it's pretty much following a bunch of dimensionally displaced beings like Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider. She seems like our POV character. And it's gonna on the cover. I think it looks like Captain Carter. Maybe a couple other characters are there, and it's like they're taken by the TVA and being used as like a task force.
I like how they threw Gambit in there.
Yes.
Yes.
I kind of forgot about that. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I was just like, oh, it's literally all the Elseworld people that like stood out from all the shows.
yeah.
Because it's also what's his name? Steve Rogers that was in the suit.
Oh, the skinny Steve Rogers.
Yeah, he was on that cover too.
Interesting.
So I have a feeling that it'll be one of those miniseries that has a ton of like first appearances.
Of like, because
You just don't know if they ever come back.
Yeah. But so that seems very interesting. I was not really like I was like TVA book, okay, whatever. But now I kind of maybe I might depending on the art, you know.
Hey, it's a 5-issue miniseries, so
not that much.
Not that much.
But yeah, they're releasing the same day. Next thing, another kind of.
Oh, you know for sure first appearances. It looks like Miss Minutes has like parents.
What?
Yeah, they're
What?
also on the cover.
Dude, okay, Miss Minutes' parents' first appearance, guys, pick it up.
Okay.
But next book we're talking about, we have Ultimate Universe 1 year of the Ultimate Universe 1 year. I mean, it's just a one shot. Pretty much they did that last year, where it's pretty much a one shot that has just a new story that progresses the story of the Ultimate Universe. And it looks like they're introducing the Ultimate version of Nick Fury.
Well, is this also like a part of like the countdown with the Maker?
Well, it's the countdown is like continually because like at the end of every single issue of Ultimates, it's like you have the countdown for like the amount of months that are remaining till it's like
That's what I'm saying.
the city's
Is this,
open.
Yeah.
Like part
So-
of the wrap up, you think?
No, I don't think it's coming out in time because the maker. I think we
It's gonna
still
be out
have like
before this?
no. There's like I think there's still like 12 months or like 11 months or 10 months or something like 8 months, something like that. So it's gonna be like more later into the year.
Oh, okay.
So this is gonna be like it did say they're revealing more stuff. There's even like a spoiler variant that I saw that they have. We don't see the cover yet. Obviously, they're not gonna show the cover, but like so there's gonna be new shit. So there's definitely gonna be a first appearance of somebody. It's maybe multiple, and it's gonna be so if you're reading some Ultimate stuff or even want to jump into the Ultimate stuff, that might be a good thing to throw on your list. And the Nick Fury cover is pretty cool. It's kind of like very spy-esque, like he has a gun in his hand and like there's smoke coming from it. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
it looks like they're invoking the old.
Oh yeah, that first issue of like Agent of Shield, Nick Fury.
Similar, I
Yeah.
guess, yeah. But
I
yeah,
was trying to shout out the artist, but I forgot.
Yeah.
It's something with an S.
it'll
Old
come to
school.
you.
It'll come to me. You should know that.
This
Which one?
Straczynski. The old he did a bunch of like trippy psychedelic stuff in like the 70s with Nick Fury.
Trippy psychedelic stuff.
We can go on.
I'll
Alright.
think about it.
Take your time. The last book releasing that day that we're talking about on
Ooh.
December 18th
Yeah.
is the second issue of Psylocke. This is more of a reminder. If you guys like Psylocke, she's getting her own series. Issue 2 is going to be coming out in December. Issue 1's coming out November 13th.
Storanko.
A bit sooner.
Storanko. It was
but-
with an S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So by the time you're hearing this, it'll be really close to being out. So come out to the store November 13th to pick up a copy of Psylocke. I'm sure we'll have a good amount for the wall. But
Probably be cool covers.
and you can pre-order issue 2 right now. A lot of like I said, a lot of cool covers on it you can choose from. You can choose the
speaking
cover
of
you want, so
cool
you don't have to like
covers.
hope for it. You can just actually know you're gonna get it.
Are we talking about the Marvel
Yeah, like
covers?
speaking
Yes.
of
Yeah.
cool covers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, keep
Yes.
a lookout for those Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, so
covers.
this
Oh,
is.
yeah.
I think this is the first time that they're going to do Bendis's art in like Marvel books.
It's cool.
Like,
yeah.
There's
so-
a lot of them.
it's a lot.
I'm pretty sure that the Psylocke series
It
has
has
one that of her in,
Yeah,
the,
so-
in the game.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to do the full Marvel lineup. So you could literally recreate the opening of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Just
Yeah,
the whole
just have them all
pan,
there.
like,
Yeah, and then
Like-
one of the uncanny issues is straight up.
Yeah,
them
it's literally-
doing,
yeah, it's-
doing the Marvel vs. Capcom design, but
Yeah.
it's just all
Oh.
X-Men
Yeah, it's
looking at each
the-
other.
That's rad.
like it was the promo poster for Marvel vs. Capcom 1, the lineup where it was like Capcom's on one side and Marvel's on the other one. But they're doing it with like the
Uncanny. and regular.
Uncanny and regular team facing off
That's
against
rad.
each other.
That's
Like,
really cool.
And they were really, really close on like putting Gambit in the same position he was like in like the poster cover, but I think they decided to go against it or like whatever because it's a very, very, very like almost one-to-one recreation.
That's so
Yeah,
rad.
so they're
Because-
gonna have all those characters like Cable for sure being
Yeah.
in it. You know?
Yeah, and speaking of, we got a little next book we're talking about releasing December 25th. It's pretty much this year's version of Timeless. That's like
Oh,
what it
yeah.
seems like it's gonna be. Even like the font is the same, but it's called Time Slide because they don't want to do the same thing twice. I guess you
Yep.
really did it twice already, but they don't do the same thing 3 times.
Oh god,
Plus
yeah.
they're like, ugh.
Yeah.
dang.
So basically, it's like Cable and Bishop going through time, and there's some villain who is like trying to go back in time to eliminate the X gene from ever existing, and it's them going to find this dude going
Damn,
through
so-
time, and it's also we're gonna get teases here of the stories that are gonna happen throughout the year. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be like teases of. So honestly, it might be a first appearance. It might be an important issue in terms of a key because they're probably gonna be introducing stuff from the next year. So that's gonna be very interesting. And the cover's pretty cool. But we'll get back to Cable in a minute. Actually, we have another Cable book we're gonna talk about in a couple. But next one we're talking about, releasing the same day as Time Slide, December 25th, is a Sabretooth book. Sabretooth, The Dead Don't Talk. It's gonna be a 5-issue mini.
But it's a crime story.
Yeah. So what it sounds like is the
Sabretooth
description.
is in the mob.
It's Sabretooth. It's like the opening. It's like the description was like in a bar in New York, a man hidden in the background of a photo, living in the, like pretty much hinting that like he had like a life as like in the criminal underworld of New York City in like the in like the early 1900s.
Damn, so he
I
hung out with Al Capone.
I could see him being somebody's enforcer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, totally. No, I can totally like see it.
Yeah, so
getting information on like Logan just to like mess with him and stuff.
yeah,
Like,
so
It was me, Barry.
dude, Sabretooth
Like-
and Red Skull are like some of the Sabretooth, Red Skull, and who's like the trilogy of biggest haters.
Logan hater.
Just haters in general.
No, haters in general. Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash, Sabretooth, and I want like who's like a Mount Rushmore of comic book
I remember seeing a photo of that. I think it's like Red Skull. I think.
No, Doom. Doom has to be there.
But
Yeah,
Doom is there.
Doom's
Doom,
a big
yeah,
hater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doom, Reverse Flash, fucking
I think
Sabretooth.
Norman Osborn possibly.
Oh yeah, and Norman. I think
Yeah.
biggest comic book haters,
Haters,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sound right?
Mhm.
Alrighty. So next, we got some books releasing January 1st. We got back to talking about Cable. What's it called? Cable Love and Chrome. Pretty hard name for a series.
Yeah.
And it's just, is he stuck in like a dystopian city in
I
a
wonder
civil
if this
war?
like leads right after Time Slide.
Probably, yeah. It'll probably like
Probably.
he'll get stuck because he's like stuck in this like alternate timeline future, and it's like a weird, crazy city, and it's like a civil war that like will change Cable in different ways. You never know, or something. So, if you like Cable, it's being written by a guy who wrote the new Punisher run with the new Punisher, and he wrote Savage Avengers. I'm pretty sure.
I
I
just
don't know his
realized
name.
Cable is having a Samurai Jack-esque adventure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually.
he absolutely
It
is.
is pretty much. It is like
Gotta
Samurai.
get back to the future.
Alrighty. That is really cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cable Samurai Jack.
Jack.
So if you like Samurai Jack or
A
Cable,
foolish psychic warrior.
that would be a pretty cool cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
please.
would be hard as hell.
Instead of Aku, it's
like-
it's Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, dude. Yes.
Just that colorway.
Mhm.
Yeah. But
Like we know Gendy has worked on comics. Gendy, you need to get on this. You
Yeah.
just need to get on this.
This, I wonder if this Sam Wilson book that's on here,
yeah, that's the next
is
one
it
we're
gonna
talking
be
about.
like was it connected to the movie?
No.
Or
It's
the
a regular.
same-
It's the usual, like, you know, we do a movie, we
Synergy.
need to do like a comic.
Yes, just pretty much
Yeah.
Sam Wilson Captain America. It's a 5-issue mini,
Mhm.
and they're putting like him against Red Hulk.
Yeah.
I
Like
haven't seen Red Hulk in forever.
yeah, so he's the cover. He's on the cover, and it's like, it's if you like Captain America, if you like Sam, if you maybe want to get more familiarized with him, if you haven't read a lot of his stuff before the movie, wouldn't be a terrible place to start.
I'm kind of curious. Is it gonna be like Thunderbolt Ross, like Red Hulk, or
Yeah.
his replacement? Oh,
I
never
think it's
mind.
Thunderbolt Ross.
Okay,
That's
because
what it's
yeah, there
sounding
there
like.
was two Red Hulks. There was Thunderbolt Ross and like a friend of his who, when he hulked out, he had a little porno stash.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was in the.
Yeah, it's-
That's in the U.S. Avengers.
Yeah, U.S.
Oh,
Avengers.
I
yeah.
thought that was Thunderbolt Ross.
No,
I
it's
thought so too. No,
No,
I
it's-
remember hearing about.
yeah, it's literally
That.
like a war buddy of Ross's who.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If I remember right, like the war buddy is just like a bit more lenient about like superheroing and stuff. He's like, hey, it makes my job easier, so you let him run around.
And, speaking of Hulk actually, next one is what if
Stanley became the Hulk.
he
really did it once.
They're doing a series of what ifs where it's what if Galactus turned this person into his herald.
Yep.
So it's doing what if Hulk was Galactus's herald.
That kind of scary.
I'm
Yeah.
predicting cool covers.
Yep.
They're all gonna be cool covers. The one after, I know they're doing a Gambit one too, which we'll probably talk about on the next
Damn,
one.
Gambit with
Gam-
cosmic powers.
Yeah,
would be
Gambit
crazy.
is getting around. He was a herald of Apocalypse. He is now a herald of Galactus.
Yeah,
like
dude.
he can just put on his resume herald.
Exactly.
Professional herald.
Do all the heralds get surfboards? Because Hulk on a surfboard.
Oh, dude, that would be
Yeah.
awesome.
That sounds kind of fun.
A
Yeah,
glowing
and then
purple
I-
surfboard.
Oh my
Yeah, I
yeah.
was
No,
joking about.
it's a uranium rod. So he's just.
Well, I was
Tight rope.
like, does Gambit fly around on the staff like a witch?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh my
Or that, or he's like the Royal Flush game from the Justice League animated series. It's just a giant
flying
plane.
card?
Yeah,
Oh
my
flying
my
God.
god!
Yes.
Hard. Yeah.
That'd be, oh my god.
God.
Alrighty. Next we're talking about releasing the same day. And all these books, starting with Cable down to this one we're talking about Deadpool and
The
Wolverine.
beginning of the year.
Issue 1, get January 1st.
Yeah, start the year right with Marvel.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Those all released January 1st. Cable through this book, Deadpool and Wolverine, which is very interesting. That they're, well, it makes sense. Movie was really popular. Pick up this book, man.
Mhm.
It's just a new Deadpool and Wolverine. I think it's an ongoing. Probably gonna keep it going for as long as they can until people stop buying it.
I wonder how bloody it's gonna be.
It's not a red band or anything. It's I bet you it's gonna be like not that. I think they're gonna try to market it
For
a wider
kids.
audience. So Deadpool Wolverine, pick it up.
Yeah.
December 1st, January 1st, not December 1st.
Mhm.
But next one we're talking about January 8th.
This one is a red band.
This is a red band,
Red
yeah.
band.
Daredevil Unleash, which is Elektra's Daredevil. Matt is off doing something.
I saw Daredevil Red Band. I was so hoping it was gonna be Matt Murdock.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my
it
God,
makes
yeah.
sense that it's Elektra.
It does.
It does, but yeah, it's one of those things like
Cause
usually
red
people
bands.
associate Daredevil with Miller, and
Yeah.
that's some bloody stuff, bloody stuff.
Yeah, so it's pretty much there's a bunch of grisly crimes going around New York and stuff, and she's investigating them. Some
Bunch
murders.
of grizzly bears
Grizzly-
causing crimes.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
I'm reading that.
Yeah, Marvel is known for their grisly supervillains. We got Demon Bear, we got the Grizzly, we got yeah.
But yeah, so
Damn Disney.
that one is going to be releasing on January 8th. The next three we're going to mention are all releasing January 8th. Next one is pretty, let's be quick. What if Mickey and his friends became the Fantastic Four?
Damn Disney.
Boo.
Hey, you don't have to boo.
I hate the Disney Marvel. It's a cash grab. I hate it. It's stupid.
He hates the Disney afternoon. He
I
hates
just
the
really
Disney
want to
Channel.
see like who's who.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that Goofy is the
I'm actually gonna
Flaming
check.
Torch.
I'm checking right now.
Because I would
actually.
just
Hold
love
on.
him as like them doing that meme. This is fine.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But it's him on fire.
Yep.
That cover would slap.
Yeah, so it's Mickey is Mr. Incredible. Oh my god. Mickey
Well,
is
of course
Mr.
they gotta pair
Fantastic.
them up. Yeah.
Minnie's
The
Invisible
most
Woman.
likable character.
Donald
the
is
most
the
hateable.
Thing, and Goofy is Human Torch.
Yes. And Donald would be the thing.
Donald is the here's I'll pass. There's Donald is the thing.
Oh my god.
He's not even that big.
He's not. He's just normal.
You can pass it
size.
back to Scott.
He's just.
I love that cover.
It's really fun. But yeah, so if you like Fantastic Four, if you like Mickey and his friends, pick it up, man.
Yep.
And speaking of friends, I guess I don't know.
Oh god.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
the title that this is actually a thing.
Yeah, so last year there were a bunch of new Champions variants that were, I guess they went to a bunch of artists. The lieutenant was telling me, went to a bunch of artists and we're like, hey, do a younger version of this character.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Have fun. And they were like, okay, cool. Drew them for a cover. And then now a year later, they're making a book about them.
Yeah,
and the
there was-
artists didn't even know that those characters were going to be in a book.
Yeah, there was. I think I was.
Wait, did not give him credit?
Yeah, it was literally that. No, it came out because of that. Like I like you might be misquoting. I might be misquoting, but it was on Twitter or the artist who did the new Asgardian character.
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They were just like.
They were commissioned to do it.
Yeah,
then-
and like no prior knowledge of what it was, and like literally they announced this, and they were just like, if I knew this character was going to be in a comic, I would have sat down and thought it out.
Yeah, I
because
just did it as a commission pretty much.
I'm kind of interested in where this is going because again, there was like a lot of new champions. Like,
Yeah,
covers.
there was like the Moon Squire one.
Yeah, Moon Squire.
Who's on the team of what's her name?
Phantasmal, or
Phantasma.
as people have been calling Skeleton Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, which is cool. She just had her first actual book appearance.
Phantasma. I like her.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. Yeah,
And there's a bunch of other ones.
New Magneto person.
Yeah,
Yeah, just stand in.
Yeah,
or
like she had a
shape.
pink
Oh,
outfit.
she was
Yeah,
cool.
pink outfit. Like
Hated
there
the
was-
Hulk.
Oh yeah, there was,
Just big dumb Hulk.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
big time Hulk.
He's like,
Alrighty.
kid.
So we'll move on to the next book. This next one will be quick. They're doing a magic book.
Yeah.
Magic number
Magic,
one.
yeah.
She's gonna be hunting demons.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
pretty much.
That's all. That's all she
She's got a
needs.
big sword.
She got-
big
yeah.
powers.
She's gonna have really great
I
covers.
wonder
looked at all
if
the
she's
covers,
gonna get
they're
her
really good.
goat legs back.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe at one point in the story.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I
She's
do
hunting
like that
demons,
they're
so-
starting to spread the love for different characters. At
Yeah.
least a little mini series.
Yes.
You always
Yeah.
have like somebody who's a stan.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like,
Like I love Magic,
testing,
but they only
yeah.
ever throw her in like
Yeah.
You know,
She's
a
in
book
X-Men
every
right
once in a while.
now.
It definitely
And
seems...
I think this series is going to spin out of
That makes sense.
the regular X-Men
Because,
series.
yeah, it definitely seems like they're testing
It's
the
like
water.
magic going on vacation.
Probably.
Yeah, testing the
Ton of
water with
demons.
a lot of characters that people like, but haven't really had solo series. Like the Psylocke series, people love Psylocke.
Yeah.
But she
Not a lot
hasn't
of stuff
really...
with her.
Not a lot of stuff with her. She was mostly, you know, a team player in with, like, teams and stuff.
Yeah.
Didn't used to be.
Yeah, it used to be.
And then
Yeah.
next book we're talking about releasing January 15th is a mini-series, Rogue the Savage Land.
Oh,
which-
yeah.
Yeah.
Saber-tooth
Oh,
bikini.
yeah. Pretty much it's just untold stories of when she was on the
That-
island with Magneto and Kazar.
Yep.
That's gonna be a major cover buy.
That absolutely is. Like, I think we're just going to sell out because of the covers. Like,
Yeah.
Because, like, the Savage Land Rogue cover, people
People love that
people
cover.
love it.
I love
it's,
that cover.
It's iconic. It's like...
It's a great cover.
Yep.
But yeah, so
Mhm.
if you like Rogue, you like the whole Savage Land
Yeah.
arc, pick it up. It's gonna be really good. Then we released on January 22nd. Last
It's finally happening.
Yeah, we got 3 more Marvel books. We'll go through them pretty quick. They're reprinting Doctor Doom Books of Doom.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Yep.
gonna be a whole series in a nice new printed trade paperback.
If you don't know, like, that story is hands down the best Doctor Doom story, and it's been out of print for like I want to say 2 decades now.
It's
Yeah.
been a
Which is
while because,
bizarre.
like,
It's
yeah,
bizarre to say that.
Yeah.
really, since I started working here, you're always just like, they need to reprint Book of Doom,
They
man.
finally did it.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Like, we're probably going to get, like, Dive Kick Doom, like, you know, on the cover. It's going to be great. It's
I bought
gonna
a
be...
whole Doomnibus
Yep.
just
Yep.
for this story.
Doomnibus.
I guess I didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But it's
Damn
still
you,
cool.
Marvel!
Cool Doomnibus.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm still gonna buy Books of Doom because it's got an Alex Ross cover.
It's
Oh,
really good
nice.
cover. It's
Yep.
rad. But then the last regular single issue we're talking about, I don't know if this is a one shot or if it's
Don't be
gonna
a...
be a mini, but it's X-Men Xavier's Secrets issue
Oh,
1.
I guess it was a online comic
Oh,
Really?
Okay,
first. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that means they're
And
gonna
then
be
they're
printing it,
reprinting it.
Okay.
Or they're printing it for the first time.
and it's pretty much Xavier, like answering for the things he did in like the end of the last X-Men
Yeah.
era.
Yeah.
Which I didn't read it, so
Like,
I don't.
he
like just, I know he just fucked up shit and like
Yeah, like,
kind of became little
from-
villain arc.
Yeah, from the surface level, he basically sold out the entire mutant population just to
'Cause he thought it would,
just to like save the core X-Men.
Damn.
Like, yeah,
Then the last Marvel book we're talking about is going to be an omnibus, which I'm going to pick up because I've been fucking waiting for this. It's going to be all of Strange Academy.
woo!
It's going to be the whole, I think it was 16 or 18 issues,
Yep.
and then Strange Academy Finals, all in
Okay,
one big
that's
fucking
good.
hardcover.
Hopefully,
But
it's
the
gonna
only-
be affordable because oh my
It's
god,
$100 bucks. $100.
Okay, that's good.
I mean,
because
like the last time that they printed the first like 6 issues, it was $100.
Well, because it was like a
yeah.
it was a special edition because it had
Yeah.
like
It had all the black and white artwork in the
Yeah.
back of it. and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
it was
Yeah.
it was kind
That's
of
so
it was disproportionately
and
priced.
But what's fucked up? It's not
and
coming out till
Ramos
May.
is doing a
Yeah.
new cover for it.
Yes,
too.
it looks really. It
Hey,
doesn't have.
Ramos.
You can look at it right now in previews. It's like doesn't have like the titling or anything, but it's just like the art. It looks really
Yeah.
You can
nice.
see where the
You know
title.
what? We are
Yeah,
talking directly to you, Brian Sarno. We know you like Strange Academy.
So order it.
You order it. Do
But
it.
yeah, it's coming out May 21st. So we got a bit to go for that. But I just put my order in for it last night, so it's not too late. Not too early. I mean, it's
And
perfect.
speaking of orders,
Speaking of orders,
so currently, this is a little PSA for anyone,
Yes.
especially for DC books. We're cutting down on orders a little bit. You know, it's nothing to worry about, but we just want to make it clear that if you want to be on a book, you gotta put in the order for it because we're most likely we're gonna be coming down on how much we get on the wall. So we want to make sure that you get the books that you want. So make sure you order it.
Yeah,
Gotta pull.
we are
I mean,
not
that
Charles
is-
Xavier. We are not going. We're not going to know to order 5 issues
Exactly,
of a
and
hamster.
especially with the new Absolute books.
I mean that is why we
Yeah.
started coming in on Sundays to
Yeah.
talk about books
Yep.
hella early.
We
We're
want to
talking
be
about
able to
December right
facilitate
now.
all of your book needs, and the easiest way for us to do that is for you to just put in the order, set up a poll, you know,
Yeah,
so that
communication.
Pay attention
Yeah.
to the sign.
Yeah.
I just did a new sign
Exactly.
about all these books coming out.
so
Yeah.
if, you know, there's a new hit book that's coming out and
Yeah.
you want to make sure that you get a copy,
Mhm.
make sure that you have the order down for it.
The first little round of the DC books we're talking about is
Mm-hmm.
going to be releasing December 4th. This one's more of a reminder. We talked about it last episode. They're doing a Cassandra Cain Batgirl book. If you like Cassandra Cain, if you like, it feels like it's going to be like kind of like an action revenge kind of series where she has to work with her mom. I'm pretty sure because her mom is fucking Lady Shiva.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So she's like working with her mom.
Is it all going to be inner monologues?
Maybe.
Sorry.
Well, depending on the writer, sometimes
She's
she
been
talks.
talking more.
Yeah.
She's been talking more.
What?
Yep,
Yeah.
she has.
But so if you like Batgirl, pick that book up. The first issue's coming out November 6th, so you can maybe place like a very last minute order for it, but you might also
we
just
order it?
probably.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know we got people on poll for it.
I think I ordered maybe like 10 for the wall.
Yeah, so we'll
Or
have,
not 10 for the wall, but like 10 total. So
Yeah.
we'll have a few for the wall.
Yeah, and then I'm assuming it's not gonna be a crazy like out of print book. We might be able to reorder it if you.
Yeah.
If
We'll
you,
probably have some Cassandra fans
Yeah.
pop up out
Yeah.
there.
Mhm.
So and then but you can definitely still pre-order the second issue, which we said is releasing December 4th. So be sure to do that if you're interested. Like I said, releasing that same day, kind of the same thing. We have JSA issue 2 by Jeff Lemire, which I'm very excited about. That first issue is coming out the same day as Batgirl, December 4th. I mean, November 6th. The second issue is coming out December 4th. So if you're a JSA fan, if you want to be a JSA fan, if you're interested in any of those older Golden Age heroes, this would be a great place to jump into
Yeah,
them.
you want to laugh at original Green Lantern and his weakness to wood.
Yeah, exactly. But it's going to be really fun. I'm really excited for that series. I know Jeff Lemire is going to kill it. And then that second issue is releasing December 4th. So you can put your pre-orders in for that right now. And we should have a good amount on the wall. So be sure to maybe place an order for that one or just come in the day it comes out, November 6th for issue 1. And releasing December 4th, an actual issue 1 we'll give a little more details about, not just a reminder. One I'm very excited about and had no idea was coming out before the newest DC preview. They're doing a Two-Face book, which I'm very excited about. It's being written by Christian Ward, who I don't think he's drawing it. I think he might be doing covers for it, but he's writing it. And I think if he's drawing it, that'd be really cool. But I don't know.
I think someone else is drawing
Yeah,
it.
he did Batman City of Madness, which he wrote and drew, which is like a Lovecraftian Batman story that was very good. And it's pretty much
the other distillery book too.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, Spectrograph.
Spectrograph.
Spectrograph, yeah,
Yeah.
written by Tinian, right?
Yeah, and
Yes.
he does the art.
And it's pretty much the two personalities, Harvey and Two-Face, have come to terms with each other, and they have got their job back as a lawyer or an attorney, and they're representing the weirdest and most dangerous criminals in Gotham.
It's kind of interesting because last couple of years they've been really, really like trying to like change up how the villains work because again, like I don't know if it's still like going on, but Riddler's like a consulting detective for Gotham PD.
Oh yeah, and even the whole new Batman
Mhm.
arc is that like started in All In is about Riddler like being like reformed and being
Yeah.
like not a bad guy.
Yeah, so it's like tying into each other.
Because like we now have quite a few Batman rogues as heroes. Clayface was on a Outsiders team. I mean, Harley comes to mind, but yeah. So this is gonna be an interesting one.
Yeah.
I'm feeling some Harvey Birdman at law.
Oh, that would be great.
Hell yeah.
I feel like there's gonna be
So
one
good.
issue where it's like, oh, this is just kind of funny.
Yeah, that would be great. Like
No,
that
you
would
have
be
rights. But
just the most bizarre, more comedic villains getting
Yeah.
represented.
exactly.
Oh, dude, defending Kite Man.
Dude.
Oh.
That would be fucking great.
Yeah.
Right. It's the weirdest.
Mm.
Once 10's out, once
Yeah.
8's out the phone, we'll go back.
Yeah.
We only have DC list is pretty short. So.
Yeah.
I think it's that person, right?
Oh, it's an actual person in the shop.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we'll just go.
Yeah, we get people in the shop.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
people would. So,
Right.
yeah, next issue, to next book we're talking about, we got the Superwoman special, releasing December 11th, which is pretty much just going to explain, because Lois is going to have powers in the new Superman All-In run starting. It's like, still, it's like issue.
Lois.
It's like issue
I was thinking it also.
I forget what issue
Lois,
is. Like,
remember the time you were Superwoman?
It's like issue 16 or 17. I'm not sure exactly what issue the All-In stuff is starting in, but I think she's going to already have powers when that starts.
Oh yeah, she will.
Yeah, and then so this special that's releasing December 11th is going to explain how she got the powers, and it's going to be a little backstory to it.
19 is the all-in.
So yeah,
Okay,
Superman,
nice.
the all-in stuff starting on issue 19. So if you're wanting to hop in on Superman, that's going to be a perfect place for you to do that. It's going to be a whole new story arc. Dan Mora is doing the art for it. It's going to be beautiful. And be sure to check out that Superwoman special.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I think the last time we've had like Lois as like Superwoman was the
All-Star Superman.
well All-Star, but yeah also.
Oh, actually, last time was the Dark Tales.
Yeah, it was Dark Tales.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that
which
was
was
a
like their
cool
what if
one.
thing. That was doing like Dark Knight's
Yep.
metal and
Yeah,
shit.
She
or
was
Dark Knight's Steel.
pissed.
Yeah, we'll see where this goes.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. Yeah, they've done a lot of like stories with Lois as like Superwoman, but they're mostly been like what ifs or just Silver Age Lois.
Yeah,
doing
exactly.
Silver
Yeah,
Age
fucking, no,
things.
she grabbed a rock. She has powers.
Yep.
But yeah. So next one we're talking about a new Batman book. It's a mini. Batman Dark Patterns.
New Batman book.
It's a mini new. But it's
New,
about
new.
it's about a younger Batman, like very early in his career.
Yep.
It's the artist from Absolute Wonder Woman and the writer who's been doing Nightwing recently.
Tom Taylor.
No, it's a different, I guess, a different writer. Of
Oh,
Nightwing.
whoever's taking on
Yeah,
after Tom Taylor.
Yes.
'Cause Tom Taylor got one more issue.
yes. Whoever's topping on that, it's pretty much Batman. Like it's different issues of him hunting going on different cases. And the first one is him hunting a serial killer.
Okay.
It seems pretty simple. Like it doesn't seem like it's gonna be a crazy story or anything. I thought the logo is it's fucking big. It's like a big circle.
It's like
with
the '89 logo.
Yeah, it's like if the '89 logo was like smushed into more of a circle.
Yeah.
That's like the vibe. It's more like a big circle with like the logo inside of it. It looks cool, and the art for Absolute Wonder Woman looks great. So I'm assuming the art in this is gonna be great too. The guy, he seems really cool. I saw him at a panel at Comic-Con, and he
cool.
seems like a cool guy. But next round of books.
Speaking of new
Hey,
gods,
yes,
yeah.
at least December 18th, we got the New Gods issue 1. We mentioned Ron V earlier. Ron V is going to be helming this book, and it's pretty much, if you guys don't know,
Are we spoilers? Spoilers!
Yeah, spoilers.
I think
listen, DC spoiled it
Yeah.
themselves, but
okay, so
Yeah.
Let the man talk.
Yeah. The All-In special came out a bit ago, so we're gonna get into a little spoiler territory for that. It's pretty known at this point. Darkseid is dead.
Yeah, dig a dead.
He died.
Yeah.
But probably not. He'll be back.
Yeah.
But it's like sent reverberations out through the whole DC universe, and the New Gods book is gonna deal with how the death of an old god, because that's what it said, like, is going to affect everything, or like a new god is gonna affect. Because they made it sound like the death of an old god.
Because yeah,
Wait, is Darkseid considered an old god?
I
Or
would
is he
consider it
considered a
I
new
think
god.
so. 'Cause,
I
I think the
would-
New Gods is like
offspring from the Allfather and
is
Darkseid.
Yeah.
And-
what's his name? Orion.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
like
So,
the
and it's- yeah.
other dude.
Yeah,
It's
so
gonna
like
deal with all that stuff.
also kind of going in a bit of spoiler. There was an issue back where Orion finds out like Darkseid is the manifestation of the inner darkness of like the universe.
Yeah.
That the source wall was kind of holding out. So he's he's a universal constant, kind of like eternity and like Trinity and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Now I flipped through the
Mhm.
All-In special.
Yeah.
Is the Darkseid that died like this universe's Darkseid?
Yeah,
There's
what
only
happened
one
was-
universe, or
There's only one Darkseid.
Okay, because for some reason
he's,
he's
a constant.
He in the All-In special, he merges with
The Spectre.
With the Spectre.
okay.
That's why he looks different. It has like
Yeah.
a hook for a hand and shit.
Okay.
And then the Spectre is trying to he's like trying to learn something, and like he goes to the Spectre. We don't even really know what he was trying to fully learn. I think it was that like if with him dying, he will create a universe or something like that.
Or something
but
like
he
that.
goes
Like-
to the Spectre and like forcibly bonds with the Spectre. And then, the Spectre is, freaking the fuck out and trying to, get help.
Oh,
so he,
okay.
sends Darkseid and himself, with himself in Darkseid, to the Watchtower.
Mhm.
So that
Got
Darkseid
it.
just, shows up in the Watchtower and is, freaking the fuck out. And, and he's, talking to somebody, and everybody has no idea who he's talking to. But once you read the other half of it, it's like he's talking to himself. Because he's talking to the Spectre,
Yeah.
who's, inside of him.
Got
It's
it.
really fucking weird.
Okay.
Yeah, and they established also it's if Darkseid does die, he's gonna manifest something like Darkseid.
Yeah,
is gonna
which is
manifest
what
again.
the absolute universe is.
Mhm.
But yeah, So that's gonna be interesting. If you like all that stuff, if that's interesting to you, though, the new gods. If you like Rom V, which I'm sure he seems like such the perfect choice for this book.
No, it's
it's
so good. Like
it's gonna.
If anybody picks up like a Kirby concept, it's literally him and Neil Gaiman.
Well,
like,
100%.
And Evan Cagle is doing the art,
Nice.
and it's gonna be freaking beautiful.
Uh-huh.
If you haven't, read Dawn Runner. That book
Oh,
was awesome.
it's the dude.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
It's the same
Okay.
same people that did that.
That's
I'm
cool.
really excited because Evan Cagle, again, he's amazing.
Fuck yeah.
Super talented.
Hell yeah.
Very cool.
Okay, alrighty. Next book we're releasing the same day, December 18th, is a one-shot special. It's going to be Green Lantern and Green Arrow, World's Finest, because I feel like they had a lot of World's Finest stuff back in the day together, too. So that's going to be cool that they're going to let them have
I
a
like
little
that they've
one-shot.
been expanding the whole World's Finest
Yeah,
kind of
it's-
pocket universe.
Mora's doing the cover for it, but he's not doing the art inside. And I'm not sure I'm not sure the writer and artist, but pretty much it's earlier in their careers, and it makes it sound like they said they're at a crossroads in their relationship, so maybe then they're not getting along too well, but they're hunting Deathstroke.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's that Green Lantern, Green Arrow hunting Deathstroke while they're a little mad at each other. For what it seems like. If that seems like
If
a
you're a
reality,
Deathstroke fan,
definitely pick this up. And it's early Deathstroke that they called him. They literally in the thing called him Deathstroke the Terminator. Which I feel like we don't hear much anymore, which I really like.
He got them pirate boots on.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yes.
But and then the last book releasing that day, we're gonna move on to fucking finally. Issue 3 of Gargoyle of Gotham, Batman Gargoyle of Gotham is released. Me too. Very good
I
book.
thought it was over.
No,
Wait,
yeah.
So you finally get that James Hewitt cover?
Mm-hmm. And then it's they're introducing the new it's like a weird different version of like Joker, but it's like a little kid or something like Kid Joker. Or something. I don't fucking know. That's like what it looks like on the cover because it's like a little kid with like a red smile on his face. It's like but it's like a new character. It's not like the Joker, but he's a kid. It's like I don't know, but it looks interesting, and I've loved those first 2 issues, and so Rafael Grampa is just a force, dude. His storytelling is so fucking good, and it's very, I don't know. I really love that book, and so I'm very excited for it to fucking continue because it's been like
Yeah, I was surprised
over half a year.
I was surprised how graphic they let this go.
Yeah, well, it's Black
No.
Label. Black Label, they let motherfuckers do whatever they want, which I'm very happy about. Also, another Black Label book that's been really good. I want to shout out really quick. The Jenny Sparks book. The first 2 issues are great. If you haven't read that, be sure to do it. It's awesome. But we're getting to the last 4 books here. This next one is going to be a little reminder, like before the other ones. Justice League Unlimited issue 2 is going to be releasing December 4th. The first issue is releasing November 27th, so you still have time to place your order in for that. I think there's still enough time. I don't think we've placed our orders in for that, so be sure to get that.
Time.
It's going to be great.
It's probably coming up this week or next.
Yeah, so try to put your orders in if you can, and we should have a good amount for the wall,
And
too.
there hasn't been a Justice League book in like 3 years.
Yeah, dude.
That's wild.
And it's
That's
going to
wild.
be it's like everybody's on the team. Like, it's really, especially if you, like, this is another one, like, if you haven't been reading comics, even though I don't know why you wouldn't be if you're listening to this, but it's a great place for I think people who like just love the show growing up and like just Unlimited, like that's cool. So I feel like that's gonna be a good book that's gonna bring more people into it hopefully. But place your orders in for issue 2. Try to put your orders in for issue 1 if it's not too late. First one's November 27th. That one December 24th. December 25th. I'm pretty sure because then the rest of the books we have coming out December 25th. Are next issue we have another one, same thing, Black Canary, the best of the best. We talked about this last time. Tom King, it's her. The second issue is going to be her training with her mom to fight Lady Shiva. So I think the book is like her pretty much like training to fight Lady Shiva or like going against Lady Shiva. And
it's got some Kill Bill vibes to
yes,
it.
yeah, and it's Tom King, so come on. And he compared it a little bit to like a similar tone to like Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. So which I still need to read. But if you like Black Canary, if you like Tom King, I know Robert Almond will be picking this guy up.
Oh yeah,
just because it's Tom King, and so will I. Yeah. So that's the first issue is releasing November 27th, so you still have time to place your orders, just like Justice League.
We get a Metamorpho book.
Yeah, we.
Sorry,
yeah,
I just read that.
Yeah, the next book we're talking about.
I'm
Black
honestly
Canary.
surprised.
Yeah.
I am honestly surprised. I mean,
Well, because
like-
he is supposed to be in the new Superman movie, right?
Yeah, that's what I was
and
gonna say,
There's
so-
been like no info on him, so I guess that's smart for them.
yeah,
to just,
it's
like, let's drop a new book.
Yeah, so releasing December
by Al
24th
Ewing.
is Metamorpho, the Element Man by Al Ewing. And yeah, it's pretty much just a good way to, if you're not familiar with Metamorpho, this is a great introduction to him. It literally, under preview, it even says, Metamorpho is going to be featuring James Gunn's Superman. You know what I mean? Like, it's literally like, it's for people to become more familiarized with his character. And it's going to be an ongoing.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because a while back, I was watching like a history of Metamorpho, and apparently he was a bestseller when he came out.
He's a cool
he's
character.
a cool character.
You know who's basically Metamorpho?
Super Squirrel.
I was going to say, this is more that's going to bug me so bad. From Ben 10. Alien Force. Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin 11. Yeah.
At some point in that show, like different parts of his body are like different materials.
Yeah, he just becomes Metamorpho.
He literally becomes Metamorpho. Which is totally probably like what they were trying to go for.
Yeah, like
Ben 10 is based on inspired by Dial H for Hero.
H for Hero. So they're doing and also around the same era.
Golden or
that was, I think,
early silver.
Early silver.
Yeah, because that was like
I'm
60s,
surprised.
70s.
I haven't seen Al Ewings do a DC book
in a while.
Yeah, it's been a bit. So maybe this is gonna be his big jump over. And Metamorpho fits him so well.
Yeah, well, he's also doing the new Venom too. So
yeah,
I was like, oh, you're working for both parties?
Damn.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Which is, I feel like I hope this book gets like very dark. I hope this looks like a fun book.
Surprised because they've done dark Metamorpho stories. I mean, there was also that. It wasn't Metamorpho himself. It was a side character, like the Element Woman in Sandman.
Yes,
they didn't do it in the TV series, but like in the comics, it was
very good issue.
Yeah, very good issue.
Yeah.
Very...
And then the last book we're talking about is
also shout out if you haven't heard, there was a record in the '60s that had Metamorpho's theme song.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Look it up. It's very catchy.
Hell yeah. All right, and last book we're talking about is another little reminder one. Green Lantern Dark. Issue 2 is released the same day as the other one.
Another Black Label.
Yep.
Yes, the only thing is this one is going to be every other month.
Okay,
so,
okay.
At least they're announcing it like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Not like Gargoyle.
What I'm finding is that the first issue is coming out October 23rd, which is going to be pretty soon. By the time you hear this, it might even be out. So run down to the store and see if we have any extra copies of it. I know I'm picking it up. It looks like a weird post-apocalyptic, but also with vibes of like fantasy, and Green Lantern in this feels like a wizard or like a sorcerer, but it's still like a Green Lantern. Like, they have the ring and everything, but they're like using their energy through like a staff.
Yeah, I saw the previews for it, and I thought it was like a continuation of the Dark Knights of Steel universe.
Yeah, no,
it's
but
very, very.
I was just hearing like some Black Sabbath or AC/DC in the
Yeah.
background when you're explaining all that.
And it's the art is Deladera, which I'm very excited about.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it looks really rad. And that first issue, like I said, it's probably already going to be out by the time you hear this. So if you're interested, come down to the store, see if we have any other copies. If we don't, I'm sure we'll be able to.
You'll probably be able to reorder it.
Yeah. So, but then if you're interested, place your order in for issue 2. That's going to release on September 25th. Very excited for that. Deladera is the shit. But yeah, that's our last book, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We did it. We made it through.
And congratulations to you. To listen to all this.
Yeah, thank you. It's pretty. If you're sitting in your car, if you're at home, if you're vacuuming the floor, if you're doing the dish, whatever you're doing, if you're hearing me talk right now, thank you. Thank you for actually. Yeah.
Give yourself a high five.
Go get
or find the closest person and have them high five you.
Mm-hmm. Go get you deserve like a piece of cake or like a cookie or something.
Bye bye.
I was gonna say you deserve some chalky milk.
Everybody's been coming in asking me for gold stars and a cookie.
But yeah, so thank you guys so much for listening.
Come in and ask for, I don't know, maybe like an A for effort, like
we can give you a crisp high five.
Yeah, a crisp high five.
But
I can promise that.
Thank you guys so much again. We really just appreciate you guys listening and having people. We have people to ramble to, so we appreciate that. Please make sure if any of these books interest you, head over to Previews World right now and try to pre-order them. If any of those DC books or Image books sounded interesting, feel free to just hit us up on Instagram too. We have spreadsheets for certain books we can throw you on there. Thank you guys so much. Again,
Scott,
that's like
you want to sign us
that.
off?
That was a lot of nerddom today. Thanks, guys. A healthy dose of nerddom. Thanks.
I'm glad. Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys in the next month, and hope everything treats you well. Come by the shop.
Goodbye!
Pre-order Power Hour, the Comic Book Hideout podcast, is hosted by Ramon Casada, Nate Basil, Nathan Smith, and Mark Garcia. It is produced by Glennis Speak and Bryce Rankins. This episode was edited by Ramon Casada. Logo designed by Nate Basil. Find us on Instagram at Comic Book Hideout. The opinions voiced by the host of this podcast do not necessarily reflect that of Comic Book Hideout Incorporated. Copyright 2024. All rights reserved.